Hi, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter January 2018 Tarot reading. Now we're back into eclipse season with a total lunar eclipse January 31st. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing it from the United States as we did in August, but Down Under is going to get a good view of it. Now this eclipse is going to be closely aligned with Ceres, the asteroid of motherhood and women. Spotlights are going to be put on relationships for lovers, family, friends. And if we look back at what's going on in the first of the month, on January 2nd, there's going to be a full moon in Cancer. And this is about home and hearth. So this whole month is really about things that are happening close to home. There's one other notable thing going on, and I mentioned that in the introduction, of a sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. This is going to be the first of three that are going to be happening throughout the year. And this is going to be about big, broad stroke changes of the world and in our culture and our politics as the cosmic collective is changing. And our role as cosmic citizens as well. A renaissance is coming, a spiritual reformation that is going to be quite welcomed. Well, it looks like time for the Sagittarians to manifest some personal power because the overall energy card is strength. In a funny way, this is a complex card. You know, you'd think there'd be a muscle man or somebody really strong that would be on the strength card rather than a woman that has tamed a lion. The metaphor is that she's taming her inner self, the beast in herself. And a lot of times you have to recognize the beast and people around you. This has to do with personal power. And the word power means to be able to do something. Now in life, we're pretty prepared for the really big things in life. We know mortgage is coming and that once in a while really bad things are going to happen. But a lot of times it's the little things that we can't reconcile. It bothers us. We get extremely mad about some things. And a lot of little things that bring frustration turn into one big thing. You have to start taking control of your anger, taking control of yourself. It's not only patience and courage, it's personal control. And you channeling it. Now you receive the Hagelas rune, and it's about hail, something that's destructive, that turns into water, something that's really beneficial. So it's something bad that turns into something good. And it's about the laws of events, and I think it is explaining this strength card. It's time now for you to wake up to the realization that these small things can have the ability, let's say, to get to you. Just some natural forces, things that are coming by, challenges. I mean, we all have to face the suffering, hardship, illnesses, injuries, one way or the other. We have to face our own fears and ourselves. Now the cards on the left, for what you know, you receive the Five of Cups and the Judgment card. Any 5 card is about obstacles in your path. And this is a card about frustration and disappointment. Things just didn't work out the way you wanted them to. And there's always a bridge in the back of these cards that are saying that you have to go from the past, cross over the bridge, and live in the present. Deal with the present. You have to change your outlook on things, that the cup is half full instead of half empty. Because this card is about disappointment and despair. Emotional despair. And as I'd mentioned, January is going to be an emotional month. With the full moon in Cancer and the total lunar eclipse happening at the very end of the month, it's time to keep your emotions in check. It's time to remember that emotions are going to start culminating, and it's time for you to hit that emotional reset button at the end of the month. Free yourself from the emotional baggage. And the Judgment card is saying that too. It's time to start anew. Time to end this cycle. Time to be the phoenix rising out of the ashes. Time to forgive. Time to forget. Time to bury the hatchet. Time to have the strength to face things that you have to face. This isn't a bad thing. It's a spiritual purging. It's a cleansing. It's cleaning out the closet, opening the windows and ventilating the house. It's taking things from a celestial and earthly level both and cleaning up, bringing karma into your life. If there should be punishment for behavior, there will be. And if there should be rewards, there will be too. But the Judgment card reminds you that there has to be forgiveness all around before you can start anew. You have to forgive yourself and the other people involved that where the disappointment came from. Because you'll see later on that you receive the Lover's card. So this is a pseudo love reading. Or one about hurt emotions coming back around and finding more strength for affection and love. Now the cards next door to the Five of Cups and Judgment are the Page of Wands and the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is a celebration card. It's a rites of passage card. It's a card about people getting together and supporting each other, shared accomplishments, getting accolades for it, reveling. This card too has something to do with returning home or about home. And with the full moon in Cancer, this is about home and hearth and harvest. The Page of Wands is a fire energy. He brings in enthusiasm and determination. But it has to be channeled and managed and controlled. The page is very young and immature. Now, if the page is doing his job, he's bringing along messages, news, and ideas. And I think with the Strength card involved in all this, I can see like a light bulb going off in your head. Yeah, you can't live back in the past, and you can't live back in the disappointments of the Five of Cups. You can't constantly judge yourself and be your own worst enemy, or judging other people and blaming them. But there is time to celebrate. The Four of Wands is reminding you that there's good things in life. The cards next to the Four of Wands is the Lovers and the Hermit. It's nice to receive the Lover's card, but it's saying too that it's time for you to make some decisions about the bonds and the affections that you have in your life. And who you're going to do them with. Who are you going to trust? The decisions we make for our love life and our emotions dictate the direction our life goes. Dictates our life period. And what we do. And that's why the Hermit is there. It's saying to be very careful. Reflect on what you're going to decide. Make sure you know that's what you want for you. Because you're the one that has to live your life. This is just a reminder to do some soul searching. Start figuring out the purpose of your life and what'll make you happy. Or who will make you happy. I don't know, a little while back there with the Five of Cups, I think you were a lost soul. And you were going into the lost and found looking for your own soul. But the future looks much better because you receive the King of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Now the Hanged Man is another time out card like the Hermit. He wants you to start reviewing things in your life, looking at it from different perspectives, understanding it from different perspectives. The Hanged Man also requires a little bit of sacrifice involved in it. A lot of times, even in love affairs, there's a lot of sacrifice involved. And the Hangman wants you to review all of this stuff because if something becomes too much work or too much of a drag on your society, it's not worth having anymore. You have to let it go. A lot of times the Hermit is telling you to shed unneeded or unwanted desires. And the Queen of Swords is always there to tell you that make decisions with logic and reason. Make a good foundation for your decision making. And then you'll make the right decisions along with the Hangman and the Hermit and all of the reflection and meditation that you're taking to make sure that you're going in the right direction. And there it is, you've got the King of Cups, the epitome of the court card of cups of emotions. Now you've hit emotional maturity. And the King of Cups is just reminding you to be the master of your passions. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.